Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today for the Better Business Bureau here in Wisconsin. Tiffany Schultz, she's back. Tiffany, how you doing today?
I'm great. Let's talk cars.
I'm excited because I just told you that I may be in the shopping market for cars, whether it's new or used. Where do you start when you're considering the process of new or used?
We're really seeing those car lots fill up with vehicles again, and it's really a great time to shop. But before you start shopping for a vehicle, you first want to consider your payment options. Are you looking at buying? Are you looking at leasing? What can you afford to pay? Keep in mind that when you buy, your payment may be higher. You may need to put down a little bit more money, maybe less money, but you're going to own that car at the end. When you lease, you're going to have a fixed monthly payment. You're going to be restricted by mileage in 3 years, 4 years, whatever, however long the lease goes, but you're not going to own the car. So when your lease ends, you turn that vehicle back in, you're going to start all over with payments. So it's really something to consider what your options are before you even start shopping.
Well, the first tip you have is setting a budget, which is so difficult, but I think you got to do some homework in that and knowing. So when you're negotiating, so to speak, you do get what you want at the price you want.
It's a good idea to get pre-approved. What can you afford versus what are you comfortable spending? Because you're likely going to get approved for more than you're comfortable spending. So don't go ahead and spend the maximum if you're not comfortable with that.
Yeah, and I guess too, would you say shopping around for different banks or going through the dealerships, banks, or what advice would you give for first time buyers maybe that are entering that market?
Shopping around is always a great idea. Check with your own bank, credit unions, even your dealer financing. Some makes and models are going to offer lower financing than other makes and models. So the best thing to do is to go to your own bank, get pre-approved first, and then if there's a better option, you know what you can spend. If your bank comes in at 6% and there's a special going on for 1.9% on the vehicle that you want, that would make sense to hop on over to that financing.
Yeah, for the longest time, I always thought you had to like bank through the dealership, like that was just the way, but it's not. Certainly, and shopping around is good. And sticking in the shopping around, comparing prices online is a great way to get started with no haggling or no pressure on what you're looking at.
That's also a great place to start beyond looking at the dealerships. I used to remember going to a dealership on a Sunday just so I could look around without anybody hassling me. But now it's so easy to shop online before you even go to the dealership. You can head on over to sites like Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds, but you can also go directly to the dealer site too to see what vehicles they have in stock, what the price is, and the times that they're open. Sometimes you can even chat online with a sales representative who's willing to help you without ever having to leave the comfort of your own home. So that's a really great place to start before you step into a dealership.
And how about rebates? We hear a lot, especially this time of year and at the end of the season, rebates, rebates, rebates. What do you have for advice on making sure that it qualifies for your vehicle?
Everybody loves to spend some money, and sometimes you see a bonus cash offer, loyalty cash, even a military discount, but there's always qualifications and restrictions that come with those rebates. So make sure that you read the fine print and you understand what the rebate is all about, because the last thing you want to do is sign on the dotted line and realize you don't qualify for that rebate and you were hoping for maybe the $1,000 cash back or the $1,500 cash back, or even the special financing offer too. Sometimes those financing offers are coupled with not being able to take the cash back offer, and sometimes it works out better to take the cash back offer. So you really need to read that fine print and understand it.
That's great advice there. All right, we're talking about the buying part now. Where to buy the vehicle. And certainly the online piece, we talked a little bit about it. But it's interesting now because and dealerships are doing this too. You literally don't have to get off your couch. They'll bring the whole car to you or the whole truck, whatever. So what do you say when it comes to where to buy?
There's so many options where you can buy. It's just not your local dealership anymore. Although those are great places to buy, there's also alternatives too. We think about those online car sale sites, and there's some big ones out there that, like you said, Jeremy, you can do the whole transaction online and they will drop the vehicle at your door, take your trade in without you not even having to talk to them. So, there's that's a great option too. But think about your banks. They have repossessed vehicles that they sell. There's tow companies who sell vehicles too. There's private owners, car rental agencies. When you shop around, you can usually find these vehicles. And, Facebook Marketplace is really a great place to find vehicles too, because all different types of businesses and owners are putting vehicles up for sale on those sites.
Well, the next one and the big one I think that is important is the test drive. The test drive is that still a thing, or because we're getting these vehicles now delivered to us, it's maybe not a factor?
I don't know about you, but I still need to take a test drive on a vehicle when I'm shopping. It's a big investment. I want to be comfortable in my vehicle. Not all vehicles are what you think that they are. And I found that out for myself when I jump in a car. I'm like, oh, this isn't even comfortable for me. Why would I want to spend the money and buy it? But beyond comfort, you're looking for some other things too. Turn the radio down when you drive it. Are there any weird noises that are coming from it, especially if you're driving a used vehicle? Take it out on the belt line, take it on the interstate, go down some back roads. How does the car drive? Is it really smooth or is it bumpy? You really want to get a comfort level of that vehicle before you go ahead and consider buying it.
That's good, good stuff there. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to go out and see it in person, because there are a lot of the buttons, the cup holders it could be a whole slew of things that could make you upset about it. So I definitely check into that, no matter how you're buying it. All right, next one is negotiation. I bet you are a good negotiator, Miss Tiffany.
I have not purchased a vehicle for a few years, but I can hold my own during negotiations. And when you're negotiating, you want to keep things separate. If you're negotiating on a vehicle, negotiate on that vehicle and keep your trade-in and your financing separate from that. You really want to focus on what's in front of you. You don't want to pull anything into it like your trade-in or your financing where it may prevent you from getting the best deal.
Yeah, that's very important, I think, to separate those pieces out, and do ask questions and ask. Don't be afraid. I think a lot of dealerships or dealers or the staff there know that people are afraid to ask sometimes, or can you throw me in a set of tires or a tank of gas? You should be able to ask those questions.
Absolutely. And that's part of the negotiating process too. Ask if there's a better financing offer. Sometimes if you finance more money, you get a lower rate. So there's lots of things they can do. Sometimes they can kick in free oil changes for a year. Maybe there's an extended warranty they can kick in. If you don't ask, you're not going to get.
Now, the warranty is I always feel it comes at the end of all of the things. You finally nail down the price, and then there's the pesky warranties. So I'm sure we could spend a whole day on warranties, but what should we ask or know about choosing warranties when buying a new or used vehicle if it is offered?
The key thing you want to know is that you understand that entire contract. What is the warranty covering and who's covering it? Is it 36,000 miles, bumper to bumper? Is it 3 years? A full 3 years, or do miles come first? Is there an extended warranty? Sometimes there's an extended warranty, but it only covers the transmission. You really want to know all of those things before you agree to something, because if you're going to purchase an extended warranty, is it really valuable for you to do that if it only covers a certain item? If it's not bumper to bumper, it may not make sense to purchase that extended warranty. The car dealers want you to purchase it, but as a consumer, you need to know exactly what you're purchasing, completely understand what you're signing for. There is no buyer's remorse most of the time. Sometimes a car dealer will give you a 3-day out. It's not a blanketed statement. It's not a requirement. Once you've signed on the line, that vehicle is yours. If you find out that insurance is very costly on that certain vehicle and you've already signed on the line, the car dealer does not have to let you out of that contract. Sure, you can sell it back to the car dealer, but you're not going to get what you paid for it.
And finally, I think before you drive off that lot or even sign any dotted lines there, that final check for anything is so important.
Typically, when you buy a car, you usually come back the next day for it. Anything can happen between then and now. So before you drive off that lot, take a once over the vehicle. Look at the exterior of it. Are there any scratches or dents on it that maybe occurred? Once you drive off the lot, that vehicle is yours. If you find something before you drive off the lot, something that needs to be fixed, the dealership should be handling that for you.
That is a good point. They could show the car after you bought it. You don't know if you're not there. So definitely want to check and make sure that nothing's changed there. Actually, when I bought my last vehicle, I found a paint, like the day I came to pick it up, I found a paint chip on it and they gave me a paint for it, the color, and was able to fix it. So it's a good thing to check before. And that was after signing everything. So it's good to know. All right, Tiffany, you have the resources available where?
There's a lot more tips about buying new and used cars on bbb.org. So if you need more information, we have it available to you.
All right. Thank you so much for the great tips. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.